All right, this is part two. We're talking about Robert R. Church. We at Robert R. Church Park right here in Memphis, Tennessee. Show y'all a little of the surroundings around here while the fire department go by. All right, this is where we are. I wanted y'all to see what it's looking like around here. And what the Evelyn fire department got going on.
Ambulatory and something back.
So, we're going to go to part two and let y'all know exactly what happened with Robert R. Church.
So
as he was trying to, do his thing in the city, trying to raise the city up. And the people herein, the black people that predominantly, are in this city.
So look, in 1865, which is before the yellow fever pandemic, Robert R. Church had a host of saloons and things like that. So in 1865, Robert R. Church and Louisa Church settled in Memphis, which Louisa was his wife at the time. But both became entrepreneurs. Louisa opened a string of beauty parlors while Robert acquired a saloon and added to his holdings over the years because he owned basically damn near everything in Memphis. He was the only person in the town that had money. This former slave and his wife was a former slave too as well. Their parents were slaves, direct slaves. So during the Memphis race riot of 1866, a white mob attacked Church's saloon, shot him, and left him for dead. Church recovered and vowed to remain in Memphis despite the anti-black violence. He stayed during the yellow fever epidemic of 1878 and afterwards bought considerable real estate and property values when property values were depressed. In 1882, Robert Church entered politics. He ran for office for the only time in his career where he campaigned unsuccessfully for the position of the Board of Public Works to press for more recreational facilities for local blacks. Despite his failure, Church never gave up that effort. In 1899, he used his own money to purchase a tract of land on Beale Street where he built an auditorium, which is where we're standing at right now. Landscaped the surrounding grounds and called the Venture Church Park and Auditorium. And it was the first major, what they call the first major urban recreational park for black folks in the town. And that's where we at now. So baby, show me on the turn. You see they got a picture of a bust of him in the middle of it.
All right, we're gonna walk over here to where they have a statue of him over here. But I do need to warn you, he looks like a white man up here on this thing. He was a victim of rape from his mother that was on the plantation. And here he is, 1839 to 1912. Okay, so that's the Robert R. Church right here in downtown Memphis. This is Beale Street over here, and Beale Street was once owned by black people. A lot of people don't know that because it was gentrified and taken and snatched away from the pink folks once Robert Church helped them get back on their feet. So that's why you got to be race first. That's what I say. So, baby, record. All right, we want to talk about the Memphis riots of 1866. Black Americans attacked in Memphis riot May 2nd, 1866. Harper Weekly, May 26, 1866.
Oh, you good? I just looking for
Okay.
that word.
In the late afternoon of May 1st, 1866, long broiling tensions. Let me pause this, all right, let's try this again. In the late afternoon of May 1st, 1866, long broiling tensions between the residents of southern Memphis, Tennessee erupted into a 3-day riot known as the Memphis Riots of 1866. The riot began when a white police officer attempted to arrest a black ex-soldier, and an estimated 50 blacks showed up to stop the police from jailing him.
Like that in the town.
Accounts vary as to who began the shooting, but the altercation that ensued quickly involved more and more of the city. The victims initially were only black soldiers, but the violence quickly spread to other blacks living just south of Memphis who were attacked while their homes, schools, and churches were destroyed. All right, well, another pause for the cause.
Got an emergency going on down here. We don't know what's popping off.
Leave it on. They keep interrupting. We might as well record. See where they going down there.
Yeah, they on the way up out of here.
All right. All right, so let's continue. All right. Let's get straight back. Okay, white Northerners who worked as missionaries and school teachers in black schools were also targeted. In an attempt to restore order, U.S. Army Commander George Stoneman ordered the black soldiers of the 3rd United States Colored Heavy Artillery Regiment back to Fort Pickering, just outside the city, and they obeyed. Nonetheless, the violence continued throughout the night as the targets now became the black civilians in the city. Memphis police and firemen openly participated in the violence and looting, and as a result, the city's black citizens could not count on them to stop the attacks or put out the fires in the African-American neighborhoods. The conflict stretched into a second day when Memphis Mayor John Park refused to request state or federal assistance. On the afternoon of the 3rd day, General Stoneman declared martial law and sent black and white troops into the city to reestablish order. Within a month, a congressional committee arrived to investigate the riot. The investigation and interviews were thorough, but the report was controlled by radical Republicans in Congress and used to gain support for Reconstruction policies. The national impact of the report was the rapid endorsement of the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, making all ex-slaves citizens, and the increasing of Republican majorities in Congress in the November 1866 elections. So they took a horrible situation and turned it into a game for them to benefit off of the publicity of this riot to gain their interest for the elections that was coming up in 1866, which so many people still do to this day. They take our situations with the police killing our people in the streets and stuff like that, instead of really trying to change the shit and turn it around, they turn around and use it for benefits. So when it's time for them to be elected, they can say that they was the ones that was hanging with Black Lives Matter.
I was with the black people.
You know, or NAACP, or they endorsed by the Black Caucus and all these other fake black companies, corporations that's really endorsed by white people.
Now all this shit was done in behest of somebody that tried to say the charter of the city and say the bond of the city. Basically say the damn city by itself. You blow them off and then you continue your psycho tirade on the rest of the black people of the city. So I mean, this shit is not new. We talking about the 1800s and early 1900s.
So by the end of May 3rd, Memphis black community had been devastated. 46 blacks had been killed. 2 whites died in the conflict, one as a result of an accident and another a policeman because of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. A self-inflicted.
He dropped his pistol and shot himself in the knee.
There were 5 rapes and 285 people were injured. Over 100 houses and buildings burned down as a result of the riot and neglect of the firemen. No arrests were made. Okay,
So we know who all the political hurt people was and all the rape people was.
All the political process does not work. It has not worked then. It does not work now. It does not work in the interest of our people. So we need to stop participating in it. It's time for us to get ourselves together, to get back home to the land of our ancestors. Living my best life in Ghana, family. We know what time it is. It ain't no joke. It ain't time to play. This is not something that we need to talk about anymore. Okay? This history is to let our people, our continental African brothers and sisters, as well as anybody else all over the world that don't know history in the cities where all of us are residing in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us are still not ready to get ourselves and uproot ourselves and let go and release ourselves from the matrix and white supremacy as well as we know it in the system of everything that involves us. We are not ready, but a lot of us are ready. Tens of millions of us are going home back to the land of our ancestors, and we are proud Africans. We glad that we are on our way. We are some Africans that know where we going.
We know who we are.
We know who we are, and we thank our LIMBLIG family for your support. Make sure y'all subscribe, share the video, talk to our people.
Smash that
like button.
Just like that.
Yeah, leave a comment.
Smash it.
You know, support LIMBLIG by, you know, doing those little small things. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Power, come on with it.
God love me. God love you. Bye.
All right, y'all. Peace.